Health and medical reporter Veronica.L.Marshall's live in the studio. What'd they find?
Chris, the flies were exposed just one time, but they were tested many times thereafter to measure the effect of toxic algae. Another theory as to why the vaccine helps with long COVID is that it acts as sort of a reset button for overactive immune systems. If the numbers continue their recent trend, experts predict we will pass that 1 million coronavirus cases mark tomorrow. Doctors told Cullen to stay active, but not specifically to try strength training. That's why he's sharing his story. But not all masks are created equal. This surgical mask is the one you want. We asked this question on our Wink News Facebook page about whether you would accept local or international vaccine passports. So far, hundreds of comments. We're getting $500,000 right now to meet our immediate concerns like testing. But getting the FDA to authorize the vaccine is one thing. Parents are another. That CDC meeting is still taking place, and as soon as they make a decision, we'll bring that to you. For adults, this is a blip we can recover from. Children 5 to 12 years old are resilient and can make up their academic losses quickly, and kids under 5 enjoy spending extra time with their families. Anywhere from 30 to 40 people came out here to the Greater Naples YMCA. Well, you should still get the vaccine, but the researcher I spoke to said if you have had a COVID-19 infection, improvements in treatment through improvements in technology. This machine allows oncologists to adjust radiation treatments immediately. If you can get 2 doses of the same vaccine, that's your best bet. But not everyone is comfortable with mail-in ballots. So health leaders say if you plan to vote in person, know the risks and make a plan. While the data is still preliminary, it's very promising. The patient was then isolated, but an NCH spokesperson says after that, they didn't follow hospital procedures.
Not everyone wants the shot.
No, vaccines don't do any good unless they end up in arms. But her life is about to change thanks to medical innovations like this, made right here in Southwest Florida.
One man isn't letting a degenerative disease hold him back. Doctors diagnosed the 61-year-old with Parkinson's. And now, as Wink News health and medical reporter Veronica.L.Marshall shows us, weightlifting is helping him to battle back. To stop Parkinson's from controlling his life,
it's a heavy weight to bear, and it's a heavy weight to continue to battle against.
John Cullen started lifting that heavy weight physically. At first, he trained himself, but without someone to push him.
I was still having a lot of Parkinson's symptoms, the shuffling, the bent over, that kind of stuff.
Then he found Vincent Lamphere.
We're doing powerlifting, we're doing central nervous system overloading, training and stimulation, everything like that.
With each rep, Cullen started feeling more control and fewer symptoms.
As we kept on going, his posture would improve, his steps were longer, he wouldn't drag his feet so much, he's getting stronger.
Those gains are backed by science. Kinesiology expert Julie Robichaux studied the impact of progressive resistance training on Parkinson's patients compared to those who worked with physical therapists.
Both groups did basically the same until they were both basically conditioned. And then at that point, then it matters how you push the person.
She found the push from progressive resistance training created a significant reduction in Parkinson's symptoms. Another benefit, access and affordability.
Insurance isn't going to pay for you to go to see a therapist. So this program was designed as a community-based program.
The ability to, empower them to get back what they lost from Parkinson's, I feel like I'm giving someone a second chance at life.
For Cullen, it's a chance to keep fighting.
My motto is, it's just Parkinson's. That's my attitude every single day, which is, okay, what do we got to do to defeat this today? I'm not going to rest until I can defeat it.
Doctors told Cullen to stay active, but not specifically to try strength training. That's why he's sharing his story, so other Parkinson's patients can learn about the benefits of weightlifting and they can keep fighting too.
Watching a loved one battle a medical condition is never easy.
And one called Huntington's disease is taking a big toll on families. It starts with mood swings and personality changes, but it gets worse. Soon, people can't swallow, walk, or talk. As Wink News health and medical reporter Veronica.L.Marshall tells us, one man says, even if you get this, you should not give up on living.
For the last 18 years, Michael and Darlene Drycorn bonded over their love of adventure. But about 3 years ago,
we were having some big issues.
Darlene's behavior changed. The couple almost split until she agreed to get help. A neurologist ordered a DNA test suspecting Huntington's disease.
She had the test scores back, and she was reluctant to give them to me because she thought I'd leave once I had them, and that she was positive. So what did I do?
You married me.
But they knew it wouldn't be easy. Huntington's is a deadly genetic disorder that impacts a person mentally and physically that gets worse with time. And while medication can improve their quality of life,
Her Austedo is $10,000 a month.
It is expensive to care for someone with HD.
but President and CEO of the Huntington's Disease Society of America, Louise Vedder, hopes to change that.
HDSA is advocating for a bill called the Huntington's Disease Parity Act, which would remove that 2-year waiting period so that as soon as you're approved for SSDI, you can take advantage of your rights to be able to access Medicare.
But for now, no matter the cost.
This is a death sentence, but just because you have a death sentence doesn't mean you stop living.
And they won't let Huntington stop them from their next adventure. Veronica.L.Marshall, Wink News Now.
Helping people with dementia come back to their loved ones. Tonight, a therapist shows us the progress that one man is making. And now, for the first time in years, Fran Levine can spell and write his name. Wink News health and medical reporter Veronica.L.Marshall shows us how therapy is helping him.
A love story 63 years in the making. Barbara and Fran Levine met at 15. 3 years later, they married.
18. And they said it wouldn't last.
For decades, they raised a family and navigated life's challenges together until 13 years ago when Fran was diagnosed with vascular dementia.
He started with just peculiar things, like brushing his teeth for a half hour, checking the doors, like sometimes 20 to 30 times a night. I was really thinking that we'd have to either get into an assisted living or I didn't know.
What I do is actually, it's the most effective if the person's in their home.
Matthew Call started working with Fran in January, doing physical and sensory therapy along with mental exercises.
I will do some exercise therapy to help with his physical ability. We'll do mazes, puzzles, matching, arithmetic.
Since then, Barbara says Fran's been able to write again. He's holding conversations and he's remembering family and friends.
He is the sweetest guy in the world. To see this change in him, it's done good for my heart.
Veronica.L.Marshall, Wink News Now.
How great is that? And Fran's wife Barbara says that since they started therapy, he hasn't fallen once either.